Well, by God, welcome back. If you've been watching this build on this friggin' ambulance, we're getting things together. I ain't got much left to do, but everything else is all, you know, little cosmetic things for me. I'm having a problem with the ignition system. Problem solved. New distributor will be here tomorrow. Fuel pump problem. I decided to go ahead and order the carters that are already 6 psi. That way I don't have to run shit everywhere. We just run directly from the pump right to the damn carburetor. I don't want fuel lines. More fuel lines running around is more chance of fire, overheat issues. You know what I mean? So let's just get to rebuilding on some of the stuff on this car. So first things first, we got to rebuild on all this. Looks terrible. So get your can of instant rebuild. We're just gonna go through, give her a good spritz. Look at that, all new inner fenders. Perfect. Look at all that rebuilding. That's a whole lot. Did the whole frame underneath, the whole back. So I think that part of this venture is over. Now I've had these Edelbrocks since I got this car. Neighbor down the street had them, and they're just, this is one of the nicer ones of them, but they're falling apart. They're still usable, but they need to be cleaned up so they quit leaking. But we happen to have something that these can go on. That would be the C10. They're the exact same size, and they're the perfect wheel for it. These things have been driven around town. That's it. That's as far as they've been. So we get to worry about that. But as far as, you know, painting wise, I'd say we're done. Well, what's going on here? My friend from Tim's Quality Tires showed up. My rims are here. Yes, those are American Racing. So I partnered with lugnutguys.com, and no, not free. I wouldn't do that. People got to make money. This is America. Everybody needs to make money. Gave me a deal on these American Racing wheels. Tim got me the tires. Or Josh. That's my friend Tim, Quality Tires, but my friend Josh runs it now, and he's been doing me good things. He just put 2 steer tires on my semi because that thing was doing this down the highway. And now I got the brand new tires for the brand new rims for Amber's ambulance. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to get him back over here to start balancing the wheels on that. See, what's awesome about this right here is to come right to the house to do it. I don't have to go anywhere. Let's see what he looks like now. So what I got was American Racing Torque Thrust 2s. 15 by 8 in the rear, 15 by 7 in the front, and look at this stance. They don't even look like the same car. This is... Amber's gonna shit. Thank you, lugnutguys.com. Look at that. Got fatties in the back. 275 60-15s, and they fit perfectly. 225 70-15s in the front, because that's the size it should have had to begin with. Unbelievable. Ain't much I can do with this front. It is completely shot. All the braces are rusted off. All the your turning signal stuff is all just shot. So I'm gonna do the right thing and just self-tapper this thing up. It's just how it's gonna be. So that's about as good as it's gonna get. This is solid. It's, you know, it's solid. That's about it. The light is not. we need to replace this whole piece. This whole thing is shot, and I've got it kind of screwed up on there, and I put a new bolt in that side, so we're good there. You can see the damn turning signals, so that's about as good as it's gonna get. So I took this thing to go get food, and it was running like shit. So I have a theory. Ran it across a buddy of mine, and I'm thinking this carburetor finally, out of nowhere, has started giving me fits. But I think the power valve went out of this. I think. You hear that? That would be my old trusty Edelbrock that I've had for years, that I actually had on the Chevy pickup. Took it right off this piece of shit. I really shouldn't say that. That's the first time I've ever had any trouble with that car. The first time I ever had it apart. It's blowing fuel somewhere, needs rebuilt. So, okay, looks like I'm gonna try to find me a carburetor, because that one's a bit small. It'll work, but I'd rather give it a little more. What a son of a bitch. But car looks great, and I know it runs good. Just, I'm having these little issues, you know. I ought to start calling that thing the Carb Killer, because that's its third one. Its original one is on the Buick, and it's fine. I do have that ABS. It's a 650. I just need a top gasket for it. I may still stick that one on there. It's a little bit better carburetor. I don't know. If it runs fine like this, maybe I'll just leave the son of a bitch alone. But I'll be back. Hey, welcome back to Irish Outlaw Garage. I'm your host, Jay. I'm going to be filming and doing some things for you today. Why? Because my truck is broke down. Has been for 2 days. Can't believe it. Might as well spend some money while I'm not making any, right? So I got a few things I got to do to this. By the way, it is the next day after I had all that problem with the carburetor. Seems to run fine now. Got everything hooked up the right way. Did get a distributor in. Did get my fuel pumps in. Got the torque converter cover in that I ordered from Ames. Here's the thing. I ordered the Summit blueprinted HEI distributor for this car. It's identical to the one that's on it. So the Summit Racing $227 distributor looks identical to the Amazon Chinesium distributor that I paid $65 for. Now, I know there's been a whole lot of debate on Chinese parts and this and that and the other, and people, you know, doing things like, you know, replicating a USA made part and selling it from overseas and all that. And they get rid of the part, saying, we'll get rid of all of them. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. This is basically a fucking remanufactured of an American made part. And you stamp $227 on it, and it says made in China. Same boxing, same lettering, same numbers, same everything from the Chinese $65 one from Amazon. You're all full of shit, is what you are. So that's going to be going back. I'll probably just deal with what I have. Okay? Anyway, we got fuel pump to change. Got a whole bunch of other stuff to change. Oh, and by the way, they didn't even give me a damn, you know, ring gasket for that distributor. I mean, can't afford a 10-cent gasket with it. Good one, Summit. You owe me one. Well, here we are. This is a pump we took off. Part number is stamped on it exactly the same as the other one, except this one says M4689. This is the new Carter that says M4868. And the serial is way different. look at the orientation of the lines from that one to that one. I hope it works. This one's original style. This one's okay. So for shits and grins, since we got it all set up, me and the man here, we're gonna take her for a little test drive. Let's see how she reacts. Never know. Could be something hidden, but she sure sounds good. Yeah! I think he's back. Not bad. Welcome back. It's a few days later. I messed with this car all night that night. I mean, I just, night after night. Really, it wasn't just one night. It was a couple nights in a row trying to figure out what is going on with Artemus. It would not time right. If you went for a drive, it would come back and it would sit there and idle and bog on itself and kill itself. And been doing this for like a year. I've been fighting this. I figured out what it was. This was unbelievable. Matter of fact, I spent 45 minutes to an hour on the phone with Butler Performance about this, and he had never heard of it either. So let me show you, and I'll show you more once I get everything out that needs to be taken out. So check this out. New distributor, damn near new carburetor, and whenever we would drive it, it would die. You would be sitting at a stoplight and drive. You don't need a torque converter. It's not a huge cam, but it ran like shit. Well, I talked to Butler, and he gave me some pointers on checking the timing with the vacuum advance and stuff. And so I was checking that. I unhooked the vacuum advance completely, plugged the carburetor, and I had it running, took it for a drive, come back, and it still did it. It was not the advance of the damn distributor or anything in the carburetor. What happened was I came over here and I was getting mad, and I went to reach over and grab this, and I pinched this line. This line goes to the brake booster. Brake booster has always worked. You push the brake in and it was fine. While you're sitting here running, you push the brake in, it never did its whole thing where it'd rev up or go down or anything. But what happened is inside here, this is a dual diaphragm, more on that story. Inside here, there's one of the diaphragms, and it had a very small slit around a washer that sits in it. When it got hot, and would vibrate itself to open. So then after you push the brake, it would open up, and then it would stay open, and you wouldn't notice it other than when you're sitting at a stoplight, and all of a sudden it'd bog itself out, get real rich, and die. So I got a new one. Now, so this is not the regular power booster for a Bonneville, Catalina, any kind of Pontiac. Honestly, it took me all night to figure out what kind, because this is a 9-inch deep dish. It's from a friggin' 68 to 82 Corvette. And I ordered one on Amazon right away. And it is right here. $106. So we're going to install that, and that should take care of our problem. Because this thing runs fantastic. Except when it gets hot and things were moving around. And it's awful windy out here. No, I know, guys. But let me show you something else that happened. We just got this car back. I still drove it somewhere. Let me show you. So, this thing was all well and good. Wheels look great. There's her new curtains that go in it. She's got some more work to do inside, but we had to go get something done. And that's the back glass. That is Lexan, Lexicon. I'm going with Lexicon. I don't know. Same stuff they put in NASCAR windshields. We just got that back today. So she's all sealed up. So now I got to get under that dash, which is, you know, up in there. We got to do the yoga, which this ain't bad. It's got a flat floor, so it ain't too bad. We'll see how that goes. We got to get that out of there. Before I go back to working on this, you'll see a video on this. This is a problem. This is a real problem, but it's taken care of. You'll see that in another video. All right, let me get taking that thing out of there, see if I can do it without ruining anything so I don't have to unhook all the lines and stuff. I'll be damned if the one from Amazon is not right. It needs longer studs, shorter throw. I got one sitting at O'Reilly's. I'm gonna go check it out real quick. So it was definitely the wrong one. Nobody can get the right one, and I mean nobody. They do not make it. So I thought, you know what, to get us by, I'll just put the original style in, because it's the same 1-inch bore for the drum brakes. Got the long, you know, threads to get through the steering column that holds the steering column on, it holds the pedal assembly, the firewall. It all goes together. Nobody has what I need. Nobody. So this here dude right here, I'll just flip her around and show you. So 1-inch bore, okay. These are longer than normal studs, and that's a short throw. It's a very short throw, like piss off light. Very short throw. So, weighing my options, of course. So I don't know. I need to work on that, but luckily I pretty much got everything I need for that. But damn it, I got less than 2 weeks. Well, right at about 2 weeks, but you got to remember, I got to work all this time too. I got to be able to pay for it. So real life, ain't it great? Hot rodding. So I'm gonna go in the house, hop on the computer, and look for a brake booster until my eyes bleed. Got my neighbor, he's gonna help me because he's more of a fabricator than I am, so if I can figure out a way to do this, I'll do it another way, but I gotta get something. So anyway, I'm sure I'll be back. Hey, it's about 2 days later. So this thing has a brake booster on it that is Unobtanium, which means not that I'm waiting on parts to be made, is they don't make them. That's what I can assess out of this, because there's none. I can't find one 9-inch dual diaphragm booster that matches this one that was in that car, that ambulance. My guess is Superior Ambulance has this book that had all the parts in it, and that booster was attached to their body, which means it probably was built for them. That's all I can guess. Let me show you. So this little 1-inch, the bore size to this, meeting that with that little grommet, there's where my problem is, okay? Then it has to be a extremely short throw. This matches the original booster for Bonneville's, Catalina's, all that stuff, with the extra long bolts to go through all the braces and brackets and shims and all that stuff, because there's like little shims in there. It's really weird. But nobody, nada, not happening. That's still good, so I had to find something that'll fit that, because I'm not changing the whole brake system. So I got on the phone with the brake company, and ordered me something through Summit, and that would be this. This is a 9-inch single diaphragm with this bracket. These are for like 65 to 66 Biscaynes, stuff like that, I believe. And the thread are the same as these, and I'm probably gonna have to use this one and not this one. The main reason I got this one is because of this bracket that brings this out from the firewall and allows us to have an adjustment on the inside, whereas everything else I've tried, and trust me, I got one of these for our Corvette, identical match, except this was too long, okay, and these were too short, and that's the closest I could get. So we're gonna try this. This has 2 different mounting marks in it, but that's fine. We're just gonna drill holes to match those. These match the original mounts. They're the same width apart as far as the bolts. So now we can just put regular bolts in it. We'll drill these out, and down here where these bolts were supposed to go through, we'll put bolts through the firewall. That way it still holds the way it was. This is the idea that me and the company thought of. So let's get to fabricating. Oh, by the way, this line finally said it's done, so I've also got to try to get these lines for the master cylinder out, and that should be a great fun time. So we'll get to that too, but you know, I needed to get it out of there anyway, so I got room for activities because there's a lot to do in here, a lot of drilling. But I really appreciate Right Stuff Brakes. They took my phone call. They were really friendly, told me what to get, and they said that this would probably work. And they went and checked out the ambulance on my YouTube channel, which was cool. But yeah, could have got it in chrome. That would have been pretty, huh? So we're gonna worry about this, the fabrication part going in the firewall, before we worry about them lines. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get them loose real quick to see what happens. It's probably gonna end horribly. So folks, you ain't gonna friggin' believe this. You're waiting, ain't you? You're waiting and you're thinking he's gonna tell us something that his whole day is effing ruined. No, it is not. These 2 holes right here mount right there perfectly. Everything goes through perfectly. Well, I was thinking, how could I do this and then put a bolt to go to the bottom ones? And my dumb ass stuck it in there, and look, these 2 holes on each side of these brackets, there's already pre-drilled holes that match. Unreal. The only thing I had to do is stick a drill bit through there to get this little, there's like a little spot of insulation, and like this, I don't know, it's probably, it feels like cardboard, honestly, but it'll go right through there. I already checked inside, and I'll show you that too. See? Right there. The hole's already there, and then I'll just stick some bolts through there to tighten that up. And then all I gotta do is make sure that it fits the pedal correctly. So I'm gonna stick, let me think. I think I'll just go ahead and drill those. I'll stick some bolts through, and we'll non-permanently put it in there, and then we'll check that throw to see how much of this I need to put on there. I'll be damn so, oh, I'm sorry. I'll be darned if that ain't gonna bolt right in. Well, my lucky day. Well, she's in there. Went right in. Redid all my flares and everything again. Skylar helped me bleed it. Looks like we got good air out of it. So I'm gonna start it up and see if I'm losing vacuum on it, shall we? So she's holding vacuum. Not changing anything. This is snug. This sucks. I'm gonna have to put something on that. Maybe a vacuum hose or something, hold that down better. Piece of shit. But everything's in. Everything's out of the way. Put her back to her normal timing. I did run to manifold vacuum. And then all in, we're at about 38. So, not bad. We can play with that. So we took it for a test drive. Everything ran great. Still has a little bit of a vacuum leak, and I got home, took my brake clean, checked everything out, and sure as hell this was leaking. That's what's left of the gasket. It was leaking like crazy, sucking air. So yep, no good. I had this new Fendic, you know, because that's what Luke, Thunderhead 289, told me that's what I need. So hopefully we put the big ABS2 back on it. Everything's gonna run fantastic. I even changed my fuel gauge, because the ones with the oil, they get hot and then they don't show the actual. I mean, you really shouldn't have one under the hood anyway. But all right, we'll let Zeppy start her up. We'll check. Got fuel pressure? Oh yeah. Sporadic, but we got fuel pressure. That upsets me, it's not holding pressure. That thing should be sitting nice and steady, but it ain't going to, needle and seat. But it's basically running 5.5 or 6. That's what they're rated at, that pump is. I might still try to find me a regulator to put in there, something to hold it, you know, so it doesn't do that shit. But it starts right up, so let's see what happens. So I found 2 vacuum leaks, right? So now it'll run good. It'll sit here and idle. Then every once in a while you hear it go. So guess what? I found a 3rd, and I had no idea it was. Did I spill gas on me? I did. I smelled great. Awesome. Anyway, I have two Edelbrocks that are doing this. I'm just such a happy camper. I wasted a whole nother fucking day on this thing. So I had her running, and before it was this plate, you know, it was bad. It was obviously, I mean, it was sucking it right in. So I got that fixed, and then it's still doing it. You know, what the hell would that be? Oh, look at that. That's a brand new unit. That's brand new, Edelbrock, whatever the you want to call yourselves. Brand new. This one has about 10 miles on it, and it's doing the same thing. Brake clean while it's running, just sucking it right in. So I'm done. I'm absolutely done with new parts. I might as well buy the Chinese shit off of Amazon. That's great. Great. That was my last straw. We unhooked all the vacuum advance and just did it by ear, and I got it to where it ran great until we got to cruising speed. So I got it about right, hooked up the damn vacuum advance. Come home, it still was a little bit lean at cruising speed. So I come home, check it, 15 degrees initial. That's what it wanted. That was me by ear, ran great, everything worked great. Hooked up the vacuum canister, and then it got a little better at cruising speed, but not enough, so I'm just gonna add a little bit in that vacuum. When you're cruising, that helps it out. That's it, I'm done. That's all she gets. This car, motor, everything is done. All I gotta do is put the pan on the torque converter cover. Done. Of course I'm not done with the car, but I can't adjust on that anymore right now. I gotta focus on her. I haven't even got the trans dropped. I still got 2 bolts in the top and the cross member bolts. Picking up a bell housing tomorrow. Torque converters in the house. I got some flush, I think, up there. If I don't, O'Reilly's has it. I've got the oil in the filter all ready for the oil change on the car. We're just going to do a quick tune on this thing, check the timing, get the exhaust back up on it. That's it. Maybe a little bit of that body work, and we got, you know, the super sauce to put on there. Poppy's patina. I'm just out of my mind. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow and hopefully get home. That way we can start doing that. But guess what? It's supposed to rain. Can't win for losing. Anyway, I'll see you maybe tomorrow or definitely Monday. That'd be Memorial Day. We have graveyard services that me and Amber and the kids go to every year. God bless all our troops, present, past, future, everything. We get to that. We're gonna have a couple hot dogs, hamburgers, and everybody is, I don't know where we're going, but all I know is I get to come back here, and hopefully I'll finish. Both cars will be done on Monday. It gives me a little relaxed time. Damn, have I been struggling. Anyway, guys, until a day from now. Okay, look, I was gonna show something, but I don't want it to, this thing runs too good. I don't want to mess with it. And somehow I need to get that damn thing fixed. Tires, man. Friggin' tires. But hey, this thing runs fantastic. If anybody running a Pontiac, remember that grommet for the PCV valve makes a huge difference. How I didn't catch that earlier is probably because I was in a hurry and I missed it. But there was three huge vacuum leaks on this motor. Brake booster, the carburetor base, because this Holly Dominator is set up for a quadrajet, and they say you can run a regular square bore on the spread bore. Don't do it. Just get the plate, stick it on there. Okay? Just get that little plate. Edelbrock makes them. I don't remember the number, but they sell them at AutoZone, and I got mine at O'Reilly's. Just make sure you put that on the bottom. Gasket, plate, gasket, then run your spacer. This is one of them plastic filific, whatever. Thunderhead 289 said they're the best ones, so that's what I went with, and they are. They keep the keep the carburetor cool. Bigger carburetor than this motor called for. This is a 750. This thing should have like a 550, like a 600 by the standard. No, these things come out stock 750 to 800 CFM because they love to pump air. So I got my 750 I rebuilt, vacuum leaks all fixed, and vacuum at idle right now with the advanced hold up, it's like 16. Without that coming up in timing at the beginning, it was at like under 14. So I gained 2 pounds per, is it square inch or pounds of mercury, something like that. I don't know those terms. I'm not a scientist. Anyway, there's more to come on this. I got to do the brakes and some other stuff, but I got to get to work on that. So I'll be back in a bit. Hey, welcome back. It's Sunday, exactly a week before we leave for Power Tour. And you might be wondering what's going on. Why is Artemus up on there? Well, I was going to do a simple thing. I was going to change the brakes out on the front, get the drums turned, make sure they were safe, make sure there's no wobble, all that stuff. While I'm under there, I thought, let's just look around. Found a little oil leak in the front of the pan, in the oil pan. Tighten that bolt, quit leaking. Done. Everything looks great under there. While I was under there, we'll throw the dust cover on the transmission. Got a new one. Perfect. Everything. This car was ready to go. We're just gonna put some shine on her and we'd be ready to hit the road a week early. This is the upper control arm bushing. It's been making a little noise up here. Well, what the hell is that? I'll check everything out like a normal dude, regular maintenance check. This fell out in my hand. You car. Well, hello there. Guess what? I just finished a video getting that one going. Same clothes, my duct tape drag stuff. I got to get the front end apart on Artemus because I have got bushings coming for the uppers, And I've got ball joints. I got everything you could imagine that goes on that front end. I got them coming from everywhere in the United States. O'Reilly's has some stuff coming. Summit has some stuff coming. I've got shit coming from companies I have no idea who they are. One's in Utah. Try to get them here as soon as possible, but if I can get this thing apart and get them top damn bushings out of there, I think that may be all I need to change. But I've got new ball joints and everything coming, so if I get this apart, or to get it apart, I ruin the upper ball joint, I'm changing it. I might change it anyway. I got them coming, might as well put them in. And then whenever we get through the tour, I can come home and we can really tear into it and get it all apart, put all new bushings, upper and lower, the whole 9 yards. So, I've already juiced them up a little bit with some blaster. I hope I don't have to get the torch out on this. I'll be upset. I think I'm about out of oxygen, so I'll probably have to go to the little torch, and that'll take forever. And did I mention how much I hate this car? Yep. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, so I don't want to be telling fibs here, but you ain't gonna believe this. That cotter pin came out. This was loose, and I smacked it right there with a hammer, which, by the way, that's what that's for. You hit that right there and it'll knock that ball joint loose. That sumbitch came loose. Unbelievable. So I got to get a jack under here. I thought I was going to be working a lot harder than that. I'll get a jack under here, get the pressure off of it. That way I can get that loose. And then I'll drop it down. Maybe stick something on it. It don't need to go all the way down. I don't want it to fall. You know what I mean? So, what? Okay. Alrighty then. That works for me. Let me get the jack out. And that came loose. That ball joint it's fine. That ball joint is absolutely just fine. But you can tell this is bad. Yeah, so we need to get that out of there. But I think we're fine if we just get those changed for now. I don't really want to take all this stuff off. And I don't think I'm gonna have to, which would be fantastic. Okay, let me see if I can get that off. Those come out before them bolts. They're right in there. You can kind of see one down in there. And there's one right there, but the nuts are on the inside. So let's see if we can't get them out of there. Okay. This is going way too smoothly, so I'm sure it'll be ruined here soon. Oh, them are even going to come out by hand. I really don't know what to say about that. Because once you get these two loose, you can just yank that thing out. There's the nut and washer. They look decent. I mean, they ain't bad. I mean, they're bad, but they ain't bad. If I can get this other one, we're gonna have to go from this side. Now, hold on a minute. Do the old torque on the wrench. Yeah, I'll be damned. Well, we might have hit the jackpot here. Oh, don't drop it. Get it from this side. I can't do this one-handed. Okay, you're just gonna have to trust me. So what's the chances this sliding out? No way. Huh. Okay, we need to check on our shims though, so let me do this real quick, but it is loose. I just got to get the shims out of it and remember where they went. It's getting dark out and I'm sweating. She's out, you can tell. This bushing is bad. Ball joint is just fine. Absolutely just fine. And those are riveted. I don't feel like with them. I know that I'm an idiot, but I'm telling you, this ball joint is good. I ain't messing with it. The only thing I need is these. So let's see if we can't get these apart the easy way. So that was a tutorial on how to work your ass off for no reason. I could have just cut them off, but this one here was stuck. The actual bushing in here, what sits on, and then the rubber is just an isolator. The actual bushing is this right here. But just take an air hammer, drive them out. So I just need to clean this thing up. It looks fine. That came easy. I went ahead, I did not take the rest of that down. I wired it up so it's not hanging on the brake line and all that, and I'm leaving it. I'm not touching it. I'm gonna go to work on this side. Same thing, if I have any trouble, I'll bring you in there. Otherwise, you know what I'm doing. I just want to get to work. It's hot. It's starting to get dark. I got to work at 5 in the morning, and I don't stop till Saturday. So I got to get this thing apart. If something changes, I'll let you know. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed. This one came right out too, pin and all. But you see that little thing right there? That little spot? That's been hammered on before. And this here ball joint looks just to be just fine. So let me, there it went. Just like that. Hopefully I caught that in camera. Now you can see the gap. She's down on the jack. We'll just take the rest of this nut off. And then you drop this down a little bit and this should pop right out. Anyway, it's hard to do one-handed, and Zeppy couldn't hold his hand in here, so I thought I'd show you. But that's what that's for. There's one on each side, so you can smack that side or that side, whichever one you want. I picked this side only because I pulled out the pin this way. So onward. Well, they're out. I did get them both out. This second one was a goddamn nightmare. They were stuck, and it would have only been a matter of time before they just crumbled up and died, because they were so stuck they weren't moving, and that would have been all there. The tightness of it. Yeah, but I did get it off. I did kind of ruin the nut. I ruined that one. That's the right side. I may bring that, or have Amber or Aiden, somebody bring that up to my buddy Dino at his machine shop and just have him redo the threads, give me some new nuts, just so they're on there. That other ball joint, top ball joint, is good. The only ball joint that has a problem is the driver's side bottom has a rip in the but it's tight. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is clean it up, throw some silicone on it, grease it, and good enough. Because the bottom one, everything looks good. I'm only concerned about the top. Although I am going to bring everything with me, ball joints and everything, just in case. I'm going to have them. Why not? I'm going to have 3 sets. By the time it's over with, I'm going to have 3 sets of uppers. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for this for right now. I'll see you here in a couple days when all my parts start coming in. I think some are supposed to be here Tuesday. And that's a set of tops, so might be able to get them in there. Please. The car's ready. It's freaking ready, except for that. And the poppy patina, which I'm going to try. I don't want to do that the day before and then I f*** up and then it looks terrible. So, because you can f*** it up. I've seen proof that people can f*** it up. So, I'll see you in a couple days. Pray. Welcome to the Wednesday evening at 11 o'clock before power tour. Got the bushings in as in got them in at O'Reilly's. The ones I ordered off of eBay, completely wrong. Completely wrong. Ball joints I believe are right. I don't know. I don't care. Everything's going back. But the ones at O'Reilly's, they did me right again. They got me the right ones. I thought I'd put them in, right? Well, I did get one side in, guys. I was in a hurry, and I thought, you know what? I'll show them on the next one. So, this side is in. Ball joints, all good. Everything's good. Shims are back in it. It's ready to roll. On the next one, I was going to show you how I put those bushings in. Well, it ain't going to happen, because that happened. I went to just kind of run a nut on there. I didn't use the impact. I didn't use nothing. And it got stuck, and my big ass Ingersoll Rand wouldn't even take that nut off there. So I decided I'd heat the nut up a little bit with the old torchy torch down there. And this thing just completely obliterated itself on this nut. It's still freaking hot. So I'm gonna make a bunch of phone calls, and Amber or Aiden or somebody's gonna take a run to a machine shop, or one of my buddies that welds real good and has taps. This is 5/8 18 fine thread. And if I don't get that, that means the Saturday before we leave, I got to run to my little junkyard, and they've got a Catalina. And if I can't get anybody to rethread the damn thing, that means Saturday morning, because I got to work, I got to finish the rest of this week. Saturday morning, my ass has got to go to my junkyard that I go to all the time. They have a 68, 69 Catalina. It takes the same thing. I'm going to go have to grab whatever I can off that car, get my ass back here, get it changed, and get it ready. So then I can maybe get my damn tools together to go. I'll see you in a few days. Alright. So, local machine shop here in town got me right in. I left it there this morning, left it in my truck, and Amber went and got it 35-40 minutes later. Got it as best as this one can be. They added some metal, got the threads there, and I think we're going to be okay. I do have another one coming though, just in case, and it comes with bushings. But if I can, I want to use this. If it'll hold, if everything's going to be good, I'm saving 115 bucks, guys. So let's try to get this thing to work. If it does, going on the car. So I'll show you how I do it. I do have a kit, okay? I have a kit that's for pushing and pulling and all that. The problem is, the kit I have don't have a fork where it can get around this to push in on the second one. The one side is easy to get in. You know, you can just take your little puller and pusher and your little clamp gets that side in. And then you get this side, and then you got to worry about this being in the way. You got nothing to push on this. So, long time ago, back in the 1900s, I worked at this place and I watched a guy do this with something. I can't remember what. It might have been a U-joint. And anyway, this is what he showed me. We're going to take our air hammer. Make sure you got a flat spot. This is flat. I ground this off because it was worn out anyway. Best thing to probably get would be one of them little hammer bits. You know, it's got a flat edge on it that smack around. So what we're going to do is, we got our new bushings, big Pontiac, full size, like Artemus, K5162. This is precision. That's also the Moog number. And like I said, the ones that I got from that company on eBay, these are they just slide in. There was nothing. You can't do that. They have to press in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with one side or the other, and I think we're going to put most of our pressure on this side to begin with. So what we need to do is we'll get this bar in here. Doesn't matter if it's in there or not when you first get this. I mean, I guess if we wanted to, we could use that pusher puller just on this side, but nah. Let's just get her in there. Get the glasses off, and we double check some things. That all looks pretty decent. I don't know, maybe we need to, nah, she'll go in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to wipe some of this on there. It's anti-seize. Why? Not so much that it won't anti-seize, but we're going to put it inside too. Yeah, you'll put it inside because I wish I would have filmed me trying to take these subjects out of here. So what we'll do is we'll run this side in. We want all our pressure coming from the other side. So we're going to put this like this. We'll run a nut on it and a washer. And I'm not going to use my lock nuts. I got new lock nuts from Fastener. But I'm going to get this on here. It will go to, I've already tested it. Maybe. There it goes. That's my bad. Now, you just got to get it to where it'll start. Like that. Make sure you got enough on that side, and we do. We want to run threads on this far enough to where it ain't going to hurt nothing. Then we'll take a washer from the other side and a bolt. No bushing. No bushing. We're going to screw this side down. Now watch this. You're going to be amazed. You get a screwdriver. A little bit of it. Okay, I want to run this in a little bit more. Got to hold it. There we go. Not too tight. And we're going to run this side tight. Now, see how tight that is? Not splitting. We're going to take our hammer. We're going to get it right on the inside, however you can. I'm trying to do this a little bit backwards from what I normally do so I can show you. The air hammer is right here. Watch this. Nope. Tighten it a little more. Come on. Trying to show you. Yeah, I forgot to hit record. It's in there. While I was at, the battery went dead in the damn camera, and I didn't even know. I thought I was filming, plus the battery went dead, so I just kept going. I need to get this done. It's only Thursday. I gotta work tomorrow. So, while I was under there, fixed a couple issues, put the transmission torque converter dust cover on. I moved the exhaust a little bit on that driver's side because it was hitting the starter. No, I'm not even going down that road. I might even throw a little of my DEI wrap on that exhaust just in case it moves at some point. I don't know. I'm over everything right now. I had a bolt in the front of the pan that was leaking oil. The bolt was leaking oil. So I pulled it out, shoved a whole bunch of goop in there, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then I tightened the bolt through it. I put it in and then the bolt in and tightened it down. Should take care of that problem. All little things. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start it because I want to make sure that torque converter ain't hitting that dust cover, because I felt it kind of strange that the plastic one wouldn't fit it. Maybe I got something messed up in there and I just need to run with an open torque converter. At this point, I don't give a rat's ass. And we're gonna set this thing down nice and easy. In neutral. I got a block under that wheel. Because this jack, I ain't got no concrete, so the jack's going to push it backwards. Just like that. Anyway, I'll be right in the camera. That's fine. Give her a good jolt. I think we're good. That's the best those have moved. So now we're just going to take an old Old school ratchet with a, I think it's a, what size is that? 7/8 or something like that. Shit, I don't know. 15/16. Yep. I'm just gonna tighten her down. And we got them. They're on there. That one, that's bullshit. Basically use this and you could move it at about that much at a time. It took a while. My arms are tired. But I'd say that's it. Let's take her for a test drive. See how she feels. About all we can do now. So she's nice and smooth. Brakes aren't hopping no more. It's all it was. They just needed adjusted out with them up in, you know, with the wheels on, and it stops fine now. They were doing 45. Still got that annoying metal rattle in there, but you got plenty of get up and go. Smooth on the bumps. It's like a damn, well, Cadillac. No idea who that was, but they knew me. Anyway, I think we're good. Finally, we're good. Everything's tight, no leaks, even the front part of the pan that was leaking. That's all it was, is that bolt wasn't sealing up good. Not leaking. Time for a bath. Well folks, that's it. I gave it a bath. I didn't record it. It was just me and Artemus. We got a lot of talking to do because he's a pain in my ass. But as far as I can tell, she's ready to go. Or he's ready to go. That may be why he hates me so much, because I always say she. But it's just in my nature. So if you didn't know, this is Amber's car. And it's significant that I finished it today, because today is Amber's birthday. Today's Thursday, D-Day. Remember all those who served and died for freedom, please. And for all you guys in other countries, I'm sure you have your own version of that. Some good, some not so good. We remember our fallen, I hope you do too. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Artemus is ready to go on power tour. Blanchy Blanche here is ready to go on power tour. Now I do have Poppy's patina for both these cars, but I don't feel I can do it justice by rushing it with only a couple days left and no roof over my head to do this stuff in. I don't want to be the guy that screws it up. If I get time between now and it's Thursday now, if I get time between today and the day we leave Sunday, maybe I'll try. If it's nice Saturday, maybe I'll try, because it needs 24 hours, but I also don't want to screw up and then have to try to fix it all night before we leave. If you're new here, we brought this thing from out of a deep sleep in a foot of water at low tide since probably the 80s, we think. And he's been the hardest thing that I have ever tried to get back on the road in my life, and he's finally ready. Now, with that said, at some point I would like to put the ball joints I got in it, the lower control arm bushings, stuff like that. But you know, I do need to get a core support for this car. It needs one bad. It needs the undervalence, whatever that's called. And maybe not. Amber just wants to drive it. It's not a race car. She just wants to put around town with it, show the kids on like trick-or-treat stuff and Halloween parades and stuff like that. And that's all it is. There'll be more on this car. I'm not going to say this is the end for him. There'll be more. But for now, I'm worn out. This car has absolutely worn me out. to the point that I really wanted to give up. Lesson here is don't give up. You may look out there to that garage or out there in your yard and you'll see that car from yesteryear or something you picked up wanting to fix up. If you didn't notice, all my cars, I get them running, I put them on the road, and then I work on them as I go. You don't have to be perfect. The floors in this car are gone, but we're going to drive it. When I get home from Power Tour, we'll pull all the crap out, we'll put some floors in it. This one, if you look back on videos, you can see what the floor is in this one. Nobody cares. Go enjoy your vehicle. Don't let it just sit. That just pisses me off, and it's upsetting, and it just, even if you don't have the money, there's things that you can do to get them on the road. I did this all myself. No help. There was no financial help in any of this. I have had zero financial help in any of it. And yes, I have a good job, but I still have bills, I still have everything. Little bit by little bit. This has taken 3 years, almost 4. I think it just hit me that I've done. You know, I appreciate every damn one of you. Every single one of you. Me and the family, Zeppy. We appreciate every single one of you. And some special thanks I need to make. Number one is Buzz, roadkillcustoms.com. He has been behind me, stuck with me, gave me advice, pushed me ahead when I was ready to quit. Sometimes that's all you need. I want to get that out of the way. Buzz has been an inspiration, awesome guy. roadkillcustoms.com. Number two are a couple of personal ones. My family has put up with me doing this. Even though this is Amber's car, this is Zeppy's car, I drive it, he's only 9. I get it. But they have put up with my bitchy ass, depressed nonsense through this whole thing. Like literally where I think they wanted, you know, especially Amber, she wanted to, you know, but my sons have been behind me. They help when they can. I mean, this is a big job. I want to thank Dalton, the Pole Barn Garage. He's one of my best YouTube friends. He's talked me through stuff, talked me on how to do the roof. I didn't know any of that. I don't know how to do that. I'm an engine guy. Engine and transmissions, that's me. But and one of my best friends out of this whole ordeal is Buff from Buff's Garage. Make sure you check him out. He's blown up and he's doing really well, and you wouldn't know it between me and him because we don't talk any different than we did when we had 500 subscribers. Make sure you support him. All the other ones, everybody that, you know, other channels that are writing and commenting and cheering me on and wanting to see more. Every single one of you. If I started naming you, there'd be 5,000, 6,000. Literally 5,000 or 6,000. But the other sponsors of mine, lugnutguys.com, where those rims and those lug nuts came from. No, I did not get those rims for free. I can't do that. I can't do that and sit here and call myself a shade treer trying to show you that you can do it when I'm getting free shit. I paid for those. Gave me the lug nuts. I will say that. They gave me the lug nuts and they're awesome. They're exactly the right lug nuts. So I want to thank them for everything they've done. I need to thank some small companies that had the parts to fix this. Ames, Pontiac in New Hampshire, they found parts on their shelves they didn't even remember they had because they've never been used, because who the hell redoes a Bonneville? You know, or something like this, and they were very interested in it and they took a liking to it and they found parts for me. O'Reilly's has been spectacular for me on this. Local companies have been, you know, spectacular on me. All my local friends, they've been spectacular. They couldn't wait to see this thing done, and now it's done. All the cleaning products that I use are usually, I seem to run out of it a lot, but all the cleaning products from Super Clean are fantastic. You know, just everybody's been good. Strikehold had a lot to do with like all the door hinges and stuff, getting it in the door hinges, and it creeps in there and you don't hear no squeaking, you don't hear nothing. Tim's Quality Tires in Effingham, Illinois, they came out today again and went through, Bonnie's tire has a hole in the damn, I don't know what I hit, but it's got a hole through the sidewall, so I got a new tire coming for her. And then while he's here tomorrow, he's going to get the rear wheels off of Blanche here and rebalance them, make sure they're okay. Maybe do the front ones too. It's up to him if he's got time. Schmitty's Auto Glass in Effingham. If you're traveling through in a semi or anything, look up Schmitty's Auto Glass. He's one of my oldest friends in the area. Classmate, all around, just an awesome beer drinking guy. You know, just everybody's been great to me. The neighbors, oh my God, my neighbors, they've heard this thing starting and spitting and revving, and this thing's, you know, it's loud ass, hog ass cam. They've heard it. So my neighbors to each side and over there and over there. And anyway, it is time for me to clean up my tools. I got to start packing stuff now. But first I'm going to take him for another drive just to be sure. Just get him out and rock him around and make sure he feels okay. I know I got the shims in right. But that's it. Roadkill Customs, LugNutGuys.com, Super Clean, Strikehold, ACC Performance, which is your Boss Hog torque converters that's in here. Again, I paid for it all. You can too. Call them up, tell them what you got, tell them where you're at, see if they can help you out. All that stuff will be down in the description. Make sure you check out the rest of the videos. Please like, subscribe, notifications, share, please. I'm trying to get as much as this done. And here's a big announcement for all of you. When I get home from Power Tour, I have 2 cars coming to my home. I got to get with the guy. He's also going to go on Power Tour. But when we get home, it's time to start cutting trees, get out the backhoes, because we're bringing in a couple more. And I will give it to you like this. Nothing beats red, white, and blue. You tell me what it is in the comments. Take care of yourselves, all of you. I hope I see you on Power Tour. Please come see. Hopefully I got some stickers. I'll give you whatever I got. We're going to have all kinds of shit from Super Clean. We're going to have stuff from O'Reilly's. We got all kinds of stuff and 2 cars to fill up full of it. So take care of yourself, everybody. We made it.